this morning as we got set and ready to go inside of Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora's beautiful digs, our studios here, all this wonderful stuff. And for those of you that are just watching or listening for the first time, everything in this studio has meaning. And I'm going to be maybe moving some stuff around or putting some stuff in different places so we could see some other things. But I'm so happy to be here with you. Happy Friday. Happy TGIF. And I hope you are having yourselves a great week. If you're not, we're going to make it better. If you are, we're gonna make it better. I mean, that's what we do here on Wake Up Call. So happy to be here with you, happy to be hanging out with you. Thank you so much for tuning into the broadcast. Happy Friday. As I said before, you are with us all throughout the world, wherever you are. We thank you for tuning in on Facebook.com, YouTube.com, both /Wake Up Call DT, and on wakeupcalldt.podbean.com. So however you're connected with the show, thank you so much for being with us today, where sports meets life. And once the shows go live, they hop into the archives, so make sure that you find us in any one of these easy to find and utilize podcasting platforms and places. So big shout out to Amazon Music, Audible, iHeartRadio, iTunes and Apple Podcasts, MixLR, TuneIn, Spotify, Stitcher, YouTube, Podbean, Podvine, Player FM. There's also more outside of this. So just search Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora on any one of these platforms, or one word, Wake Up Call DT. You can also go to any search engine and type in Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora on Google or Bing or Safari or whatever it may be. You could feel Mozilla Firefox. I believe that's still out there. So if it is, you could go and find us just by searching Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, or one word, Wake Up Call DT. So however you've connected with us, we thank you so much for being here every Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time. And of course, for being here outside of that, when you go to our archives and you click on any one of these podcasting platforms and you watch and listen at your leisure. So, because I know some people are working and some people's plans change, or you're watching the kids or whatever's going on. So whatever you have in your life, we are always available to you. That's why we have these wonderful platforms to connect you all the time, so that you can watch and listen at your leisure when your schedule allows you to. So thank you to everybody that watches and listens live, and thank you to everybody that is here with us too after the shows go live and go back and watch and listen to it. With that being said, we have a jam-packed show here for you today. You know, Fridays involve 3 signature segments that we have had here for years on Wake Up Call, that being inside of MonPazPopcorn.com's What's Poppin', the annoying moment of the week, proudly presented by the fantastic team at Carvel DeWitt, followed by Lead, Learn, Evolve, Adlib, and Deliver, brought to you by the wonderful, wonderful people at Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay, led by their fearless leader, Mr. Jim Sikowski. Very excited to bring that to you today. The topic today is You Are Loved, and we're going to discuss that at length at around 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. And then we'll get into the top dog of the week. Top dog of the week, proudly presented by the wonderful people at Canine Camp Dog Daycare and Canine Kampground Dog Boarding. And I'll be celebrating my good friend Fred Reed today as our top dog of the week, which I'm really excited to do. We started that with Bobby Acosta yesterday, and we're going to continue that today, and started that with Joe Adam yesterday as well. We're going to continue to do that today, so I'm really excited about that and looking forward to it. And we'll round out the show with an all-new Bobcat Buzz featuring the man, that being Mr. Clay Gagen-Sherman, the head coach of the men's basketball team at Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse. So very excited to speak with him about year 2, about recruiting, Ted Lasso, and so much more. So we're going to have some fun with Clay today, and I'm sure we're going to have some heartfelt conversation and some laughter as well. So a lot of good stuff coming up where sports meets life. So let's get it started with the annoying moment of the week, proudly presented by Carvel DeWitt.
Dan Tortora proudly brings you...
Is that for real? Are you kidding me?
The annoying moment of the week.
I really, honestly, I don't know how to respond to this.
Presented by Carvel DeWitt, 4322 East Genesee Street. It's what happy tastes like.
Do you have to be that crazy? I guess so.
The annoying moment of the week, proudly presented by the fantastic people at Carvel DeWitt. I am always excited to bring you the annoying moment of the week. It is a lot of fun for me, and I got a bunch of annoying moments. There's some weird stuff that happened this past week, folks. So we're going to have to break it down and get into it. And if you have an annoying moment of the week, feel free to send it over. But there's some interesting things that have become the annoying moment of the week this week. One of them being the fact that there was a metallic object that crashed into somebody's home in New Jersey and ended up being a meteorite. So think about, just ponder that for a second, right? Greg said, Happy Friday, DT. When is that D1 DT Carvel ice cream special going to be unveiled? Well, because of the D1 news and everything, we kind of pushed stuff back, Greg. So because I was out of town and they had all the D1 information, we pushed it back a little bit. So I'm hoping that we'll be able to give you that official date very soon here. I got to talk with just a couple people about it, but we're excited to do it and excited to bring it forward. So it's all ready to go. Everything is set. I just need that green light. So, becoming D1 and taking that time to announce that and everything that's kind of gone on behind closed doors, that put everything on hold. But now my featured ice cream at Carvel DeWitt is going to be D1 ice cream. So if it, was kind of perfect timing that we waited on it here, then now we can talk about it as a celebration of going D1 as well for Lemoyne College. So a lot of good stuff coming up. I like that you asked. I like where your head's at. And I'm going to be able to tell you hopefully very soon here, because we want to make sure that we get it out and get it to everybody, because you've been more than patient. And, I think it's perfect timing now, though, that we're able to do this with the fact that Lemoyne has gone D1, because it is a Lemoyne-related thing and Lemoyne-centric, which I'm very, very excited to be bringing to the community. So I cannot wait. It's ready to go. I've been staring at the sign for weeks now, and I just want to unveil it, and I just want to show everybody, and I want to have fun with it. So we're going to do that very, very soon. Thank you for your patience, and we're excited to do it. So as soon as I get that green light, we're going to make sure that we put it out there. And it was just held up a little bit here because of the D1 news and everything going on. So we'll be sure to do it very soon. And like I said, perfect timing to come off of the news that Lemoyne is D1 to present to you our D1 caliber ice cream sundae that you're going to exclusively be able to get at Carvel DeWitt. Nowhere else in the world will you be able to get this. And there's some signature things and signature pieces to it that make it really extra special. So I'm excited for that. Greg said, the Amsterdam Ted Lasso episode was one of the best ones in season 3. So I did not see the one that was unveiled this week. I watched the one from before, so don't say anything. But I did not see the one from this week yet, because I was out of town last week. I made it a point to kind of hold off and wait to watch it, and now I'll be able to see 2 episodes. So I watched one of them last night. I could have went to bed, but I told myself I was going to watch Ted Lasso, and so that's what I did. And so I watched 1 episode of Ted Lasso, but we'll get into it. So it's the annoying moment of the week. First annoying moment of the week for today. A metallic object punched a hole in a roof in central New Jersey in a home this week, and it smashed into the hardwood floor, bounced around a bedroom, and it was a meteorite. Okay, think about that. Think about when you hear a crash in your house and you're thinking, what fell? What happened? Are the kids okay? A meteorite goes through your roof, punches a hole in the roof, it smashes into a hardwood floor, and then bounces around a bedroom. Very safe. So this was a meteorite. It was a 6 by 4 inch object, which weighed about 2.2 pounds, and it's a rare meteorite. So after an examination, they decided this was a meteorite. Now let's see what they said about this. Now, Nathan McGee, chair of the school's physics department for Rutgers University, he said, quote, getting the chance to examine the meteorite, which was Wednesday, was a rare and thrilling opportunity for me. Yeah, I'm sure it was for the family too. As well as for a group of physics students and professors at TCNJ. And so that's what he was talking about, not Rutgers University, TCNJ. Okay, we're excited to be able to confirm that the object is a true chondrite meteorites in excellent condition and one of a very small number of similar witnessed chondrite falls known to science, end quote. So that's great. So it's rare, and the family that owns the home discovered the black potato-sized rock in a corner, still warm, around 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, the experts believe it hit the home a short time before it was found. Nobody was hurt. There was no serious damage to the residents. That's good. And now Susie Kopp, whose family owns the home, said that she thought someone had thrown a rock into an upstairs bedroom Monday, but they soon realized that wasn't the case. Kopp said hazmat officials responded to their home to check it out along with their family in case they had been exposed to some type of radioactive material, but the checks were negative. So that's a good thing. But yeah, so think about that. Just picture, this is why it's the annoying moment of the week, one of the annoying moments of the week. Picture you hearing a crash in your house. What was that? Did somebody throw something? Was there a baseball? You know, you're looking for like kids. Did somebody throw something in the thing? No, it's a meteorite. It's a meteorite that picked your home to just crash into. Insane. What did Greg say? My annoying moment of the week is that the NCAA restriction 4-year on college universities and move from D2 to D1. Ridiculous and not fair. Yeah, man. I've talked about that with Merrimack, and I'll talk about that too. Here's another one. This is another annoying moment of the week. 2 fishermen caught cheating at an Ohio tournament sentenced to 10 days in jail. How about that? I didn't know you could go to jail for cheating on fishing. Now, 2 men were admitted stuffing fish with lead weights and fish fillets in an attempt to win thousands of dollars in an Ohio fishing tournament. They were sentenced this Thursday to 10 days in jail and other penalties, including forfeiting $100,000. The cheating allegation surfaced in September. This is crazy. A crowd of people in Cleveland watched as Fisher cut the freshwater fish open and found weights and walleye fillets stuffed inside. As part of a plea deal, Runyon and Kaminsky pled guilty in March to cheating and unlawful ownership of wild animals, agreed to 3-year suspension of their fishing licenses, and agreed to give up the $100,000. Oh my goodness. They will serve 1.5 years on probation and must each pay a $2,500 fine after 10 days in jail. Though half the fine will be waived if they each make a $1,250 donation to a nonprofit organization that promotes fishing with children. If they violate their probation, they could face an additional 30-day county jail sentence. This is crazy. According to search warrants, 5 walleye contained lead weights and fillets. Officials from the Ohio Department of Natural Resources confiscated the fish as evidence. They would have received a little over $28,000 in prizes for winning the tournament. Here, just look at this. Court records also state that Runyon and Kaminsky were investigated near Toledo in the spring of 2022 after being accused of cheating in a different walleye tournament. According to a police report, a prosecutor concluded that although the men may have cheated, there was not enough evidence to change them. So they were stuffing fish with lead weights, with meteorites, with lead weights and fish fillets to make them have. This is ridiculous. So Greg said they also had to forfeit their boat. This occurred last year. Huge news. Yeah. So, but it's coming up this week is my annoying moment of the week because they were sentenced. So. Ridiculousness. I mean, who does this? I mean, I guess people that cheat everywhere, right? I wouldn't want to be their wives. Another annoying moment of the week. Now this is going to piss off all Italians here. What did Greg say? Crazy story and ugly in the tournament fishing world. Yeah, it is. Not a fun thing. If you're just tuning in, we are here inside of Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, bringing you the annoying moment of the week. There's a bunch of them. This is going to really upset Italians, so I'm sorry in advance. Authorities in another central New Jersey. It's like, I mean, things happen in Jersey, meteorites, and this story. Okay? Central New Jersey, a town say they're no longer noodling over the mystery of how hundreds of pounds of pasta were dumped near a stream. Old Bridge Mayor Owen Henry said Friday that the pasta, including spaghetti and macaroni, was cleaned up last week by public works crews shortly after officials learned about the oodles of noodles that quickly drew national attention when photos of the pasta were posted on social media. The estimated 500 pounds, which is 225 kilograms, of pasta were apparently raw when it was dumped, but subsequent heavy rains softened the food and made the mounds look like they had been cooked, officials have said. It's unclear who dumped the pasta there or why, but it's not believed the pasta had been on the site for long before it was discovered. How about that, though? The rain made it look like it was actually cooked. The pasta did not cause any environmental damage or health issues, and the matter is considered closed. So we don't know why it happened, but how about that? I mean, think about that. Central New Jersey, 500 pounds of pasta just dumped. Now, this is crazy. So the mayor had said, quote, "It certainly shouldn't have ended up in the woods. Putting in or near the stream bed was not the best idea, but I certainly hope our police are not putting more time into this, assuming the pasta was still usable. I wish it had ended up at our food bank, which could have really used it," end quote. So yeah, so nobody knows why. Maybe it came from maybe it was like a meteorite. Maybe it crashed into central New Jersey from somewhere else that we don't know. From things unexplained. But 500 pounds of pasta showing up in central Jersey. And yeah, you know what? Whoever dumped that, shame on you. I don't know. I mean, with that much pasta, could it have been a restaurant? I have no idea. But 500 pounds of pasta just shows up out in the open in central Jersey and could have gone to a food bank. And it would have been great if it was. So, and they still don't know, but he said that he hopes that cops are not spending more time on it. And I think there's other things that cops can spend time on in today's day and age with people acting a fool. So, continuing the annoying moment of the week, I have one more for today before we get into the one that Greg was talking about. The annoying moment of the week, here we go. Philadelphia is getting ready for their next naked bike ride in August. Okay? Follow me on this. It is a nude bike ride through Philadelphia. The next Philly naked bike ride is coming in August. Organizers of it, oh my goodness, it's to promote fuel conservation and positive body image, said they're holding the August 26th starting location and route under wraps, and will disclose them the day before. By the way, that's my grandfather's birthday and my friend James's birthday as well. Previous rides have zipped past sites including Independence Hall, the U.S. Mint, the Liberty Bell, and the Philadelphia Museum of Art, where Sylvester Stallone went up the steps in Rocky. So the 2020 ride was called off because of the coronavirus. I don't know why, because if you don't have clothes on, I mean, you're socially distanced from your clothes as well. Now, and I would be socially distanced from people naked on bikes, I tell you that much. The 10-mile Philadelphia ride, related to the World Naked Bike Ride movement, draws about 3,000. Now, here's the thing. If you're naked in public, you can be arrested for indecent exposure. But if you're naked on a bike ride, it's okay. So I didn't know that. As long as I'm naked in public but on a bike, I should be all right. It draws about 3,000 bikers naked. Organizers say they hope it encourages people to bike more and to embrace nudity as a normal and enjoyable part of life. Jesus and Mary. The ride used to help. Oh my gosh. The ride used to be held in September, but the nude bicyclist said it was too chilly. I can't. So, with temperatures reaching only as high as about 70 degrees Fahrenheit. So in 2019, it was moved to August. So oh my gosh, darn it. And there's a picture of it too, if you want to look it up. The Philly Naked Bike Ride. I love that. Bikers said it was too chilly. Yeah, I'm sure that's what it was. But they look, oh no. It's just cold outside. That's not what I normally, no. But yeah, so that's great. That's wonderful. So, I mean, how do you even do that? And they want to celebrate public nudity? I thought public nudity was wrong. This over-sexualizing of American culture is happening at a rapid rate, and I just don't like it. I don't think it's good for kids. But I don't think it's good for anybody, to be completely honest. But yes, so here we are. The Philly Naked Bike Ride will happen in August. and not prevent chafing, but it will be warmer. So that's a good thing. And I mean, the one thing we'll know is that at least in Philadelphia, we'll know where the pasta is. We're going to take a step aside for a fast break on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. I appreciate you for being here. I thank you for being here. And we're definitely going to be discussing the 4-year purgatory that teams are in. Oh, my goodness. Can you still wear a helmet? Which helmet, Greg? So we're going to take a step aside for a fast break. And I have so many thoughts. I mean, I want to take, we're supposed to, but I have so many thoughts, right? I have so many thoughts about the naked bike ride. I mean, when you get on a bike in general, sometimes it can bother, your inner thighs and this and that. You have no protection. And where do you place it? Where do you just sit it? You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's a lot of things that could go wrong, right? Birds could poop on you. Bugs could hit you some kind of way. I mean, there's a lot of thoughts that I have about this. The birds, the bugs, the chafing, and you can't I'm guessing you can't get arrested then for public indecency. What if they ride their bikes near a playground? Then what happens? I mean, there's so many thoughts that I have about this, and I just, Lord have mercy. That's it. That's all I mean, that's what I have to say about this. Lord have mercy. Maybe that's something I should cover in August. Wake Up Call covers the nude bike ride. What about that, folks? Would you be down? I'm sure most of you would want me to cover it. So, but yeah, so we'll see. We'll see, but it's going to happen in August. I love the fact that it's happening in August because people complain that it was too chilly outside for their naked bodies. I mean, there's a lot of things that, and it's supposed to promote positive body image. I do love that, but I don't think you have to be naked for that. And I don't know. Do you, I guess, is what I would have to say about that. But I do want to get into the reclassification thing here for a second because of the purgatory that happens. Now, I did talk to the commissioner. You should go back and listen to my show with NEC Commissioner Noreen Morris because we talk about it. And we discussed that there was, committee and a plan in place to review it, but there's other things that have been going on with the NCAA, so they kind of put it off to the side. So it is something that was supposed to be spoken about, so they kind of put it off to the side. So, that's something to get into. But yeah, I mean, I think the 2-year hiatus from being able to compete in the conference tournament, I mean, I don't think there should be any hiatus. I think if you become a team, you become a team, right? Because every sport except for men's lacrosse is going to be competing inside of the NEC this year, right? They're going to officially join July 1st, 2023, and they're going to be able to compete in all sports outside of men's lacrosse in 2023-24, right? So they're doing it immediately. They're going to play regular season games in the NEC. They're going to be considered an NEC team, speaking of Lemoyne, but they're not going to be able to compete in the NEC tournaments, any postseason for the NEC for 2 years, which would be the 2023-24 season and the 2024-25 season. So in 25-26, they'll be able to compete. And then it's going to be 4 years for them to be able to get into the NCAA tournaments of any kind. So that means 2023-24, 24-25, 25-26, and 26-27. So the first time they could get in is 27-28, which, of course he does, Greg. Greg said, my coworkers, good friends, partake, and of course they do. Of course they do. Of course they do. And I say that because Greg seems to be connected to a lot of things we talk about on the show. So it's only fitting, Gregors, that is the that somebody that partakes in it. So, I mean, listen, good for y'all, right? I mean, it brings new meaning to balls to the wall, right? And I mean, maybe it makes you more aerodynamic. I don't know. But if everybody's doing it, everyone has the same aerodynamic ways. But Yes, to get back to reclassification. So, I mean, it is hard, and that is something that's tough, right? If I commit to come to Lemoyne and I'm a freshman, then my entire time there, I can't go to the NCAAs. Half of my time there, I can't be in the, NEC championships and tournaments and whatnot. So that's sad. So Greg asked around the office. I like that. So he's like, so what did you do, Greg? Did you say, hey, I'm listening to Wake Up Call right now. Dan's talking about this Philly naked bike ride. Does anybody know anything about this? And then like, Pete over in the corner was like, yeah, my friends get naked and ride bikes. So I feel like that would be frowned upon, though. But at least I know that now. So if I want to go ride my bike today and I take all my clothes off, I can just tell people I'm preparing for the Philly naked bike ride. And that's what Greg did. Greg literally said, I'm listening to Wake Up Call. Does anybody in the office know about this naked bike ride? And someone raised their hand and said, yes, yes, Queen. I know all about it. So, I mean, this is, oh my goodness, the Philly naked bike ride. Well, I mean, good for them, right? It's fun. I guess in Philadelphia you can't get arrested for like those few hours, as long as you're on a. What happens when you get off the bike and then you shake it? You know what I mean? You got to get off the bike and do a little dance. Like if I win, right? I got to do my touchdown celebration, but I'm naked. So if I get off the bike, now is it indecent exposure? I have to know the rules of where I can dance and what I'm allowed to do. And I need to know that afterwards, if I want to get a bite to eat in Philadelphia, am I allowed to stay naked in the restaurant, or will there be naked restaurants designated for me to go there? Will there be certain restaurants that are sponsors of the Philly Naked Bike Ride that are going to allow for naked people to have naked dinners and lunches after the naked ride? I have a lot of naked questions, and I need answers. So we're going to take a step aside for a fast break on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. When we come back, we will get more into Lemoyne's reclassification, realignment, of course. And we have so many things coming up for you today. You need to be on all of our social media because it is ridiculous the amount of interviews that you're going to see that I did one-on-one from this week. So Facebook at Wake Up Call DT, Twitter at Call DT, Instagram at Wake Up Call _DT. You're not going to see these interviews anywhere else. And it's very exciting for me to be able to share them with you. Even if other people talk to them, they don't do it like we do it at Wake Up Call. So you can be sure that many more things from Lemoyne moving to Division I in the NEC are coming up. I'm excited to share those with you. And we will share in Lead, Learn, Evolve, Ad-Lib, and Deliver right after this fast break, speaking on how you are truly loved. Thank you to Carvel DeWitt for the annoying moment of the week. Head to Carvel all throughout the week and all throughout the year, no matter what the season is, rain or shine. It's never too chilly to go to Carvel DeWitt, and we appreciate them so very much. And our new exclusive Sunday connected to me and everything we do here at Wake Up Call is going to be unveiled very soon, and I'm going to get you an official date. We had a date, and now with Lemoyne going D1, we're going to give you a new date, and I'm very excited about that. So stay tuned for that on our social media as well. We'll be back right after this.
Carvel DeWitt, it's what happy tastes like. Do you know why? Because we make ice cream. Creamy, rich, flavorful ice cream. Not yogurt or iced milk like some of our competitors. Ice cream. Fresh, by hand, daily. For the calorie conscious, we have something new for you. Our new Carvelite. Same great flavor, creaminess, and texture of our regular ice cream with only 35 calories an ounce. So whether you want an ice cream cake, flying saucer, dasher, carvalanche, hard or soft ice cream, we will satisfy your craving with our fresh, handmade regular or new Carvelite ice cream. Carvel DeWitt. It's what happy tastes like.
This is Jimmer Sikowski, owner-operator of Chick-fil-A Cicero, 7916 Brewerton Rd in Cicero, right in front of the Home Depot. I had a deep feeling that God wanted me to do something bigger with my life and to help people, help others. He kept putting Chick-fil-A in my life, and I realized as I was going through the franchise selection process that positively impacting the lives of others was really core to what we do here at Chick-fil-A. First of all, it starts with the food. The food is brought in fresh daily. We bring in local produce. We prepare to order in the kitchen. We hand butter chicken. We hand spin our milkshakes. It's great food. It doesn't taste like fast food. I think the second thing is the way people feel when they come in a Chick-fil-A restaurant. It's different. We try to treat people with intentional kindness here, which is very different and deeper than good customer service. And so I think it feels remarkable for most people to come in a Chick-fil-A restaurant. And then lastly, the impact that we try to have in the community is very different. It's a big part of the expectation of every operator of a Chick-fil-A restaurant is that they're actively engaged in their community, they're a leader in the community, and they're making a difference. When they realize that what we're striving to do is to shine a little light in their life, that's a very, very different experience than you will have at any other quick service restaurant. And it's that remarkable experience that I think people will emotionally connect with.
The Wildcat Sports Pub in Camillus, New York is located on 3680 Milton Avenue in the Home Depot Plaza. It is your family-friendly sports bar and restaurant. Folks, some sports bars aren't family-friendly. Some family-friendly restaurants are not sports bars. The Wildcat Sports Pub in Camillus, New York is proud to be both. It is that marriage that you've been looking for years. The Wildcat Sports Pub is your home base for your sports bar and restaurant needs, games for the kids, indoor and outdoor activities, and enough things on the menu to come back every single week and get to try something new. They're open Sundays from noon to 8 p.m., Monday through Wednesday, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., and Thursday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to midnight. For reservations and party information, call 315-487-2222 for the Wildcat family-friendly sports pub and restaurant.
Welcome back here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. Happy to be here with you every Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time. And very excited to get into LEAD, Learn, Evolve, Ad-Lib, and Deliver, our acronym that we have here every single Friday on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora from the end of 2019 to right now. LEAD, Learn, Evolve, Ad-Lib, and Deliver is the acronym. And so excited to be here with you today as we talk about our topic here now. Last week, we spoke on taking control of your inside voice. And now, looking at the topic, you are loved. So, and you are. So, this is a topic where we sit here. Good morning, Mama. I love you. And happy early Mother's Day to my beautiful and wonderful mom inside and out. I love you, Ma. So, you are loved. That is today. And perfect timing, Ma, because you are. So, you are loved is the topic of today's LEAD. And I want you to know that. You are loved. You are truly loved. You're loved. You're appreciated. And you say, well, Dan, how do I know? I just went through a breakup. Right? How do I know? Somebody just said something really mean to me. Somebody said something about my appearance. Somebody said something about my voice. Somebody said something about my job. Somebody said something about anything, right? So how do I know that I'm loved? Because I was just treated like I wasn't. I was just disrespected. I was just hurt. Dan, how do I know that I'm loved? Because I believe in a God that loves you. I believe that no matter what this world does, God loves you. And I know in today's world, it's taboo for some people to talk about God or mention God or anything about God. But you know what? God loves you. And you need to know that. You need to know on your worst days that God... Well, how do I know, Dan? How do I know that God loves me? How don't you know? That would be my response. You wake up every single day. You think that happens by chance? There's things that happen in your life, good things that happen in your life. And you would say, okay, well, I worked hard for these things to happen. I'm sure you did. But I can't sit here and tell you that everything that's happened in my life has happened by sheer chance. I can't tell you that. I made a decision to do something the day before I left my trip. I took a chance. I put myself out there. Now, yes, that's me putting myself out there. But I took a chance. And it just so happened to be different and wonderful and beautiful and fun. My company, I'm in LaGuardia Airport within the last couple of years. I'm in LaGuardia Airport, and of all the flights and all the places and how big LaGuardia is, of everything going on in LaGuardia Airport, of the timing of all the flights, all of the different airlines, and all of the gates, I end up on the same flight as Bob Costas and we talk for 20 minutes. And you think that that's just chance? That I'm not loved by God? You think that when things all come to light, you know, somebody did something behind my back when I was a kid, and I found out about it because I just so happened to be in the same place at the same time. And again, another big place, tons of people, tons of floors, a million things to do. And so of all the places that I could have been, and then in this one place, all the places within this one place, that I bump into them at that time. You think that God didn't help in that? That God didn't say, I want to bring this to you? You know, people think everything happens by chance. If everything happened by chance, you would have to have a perfect probability in your life all the time. Right? How did you meet your wife? How did you meet your husband? How did that job come to be? Well, Dan, I put myself out there. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. But that friend that introduced you to your wife, well, that was my friend doing it. Well, how did your friend know that this was going to work out? Well, my friend didn't know. Okay, so there was no other energy that was putting that together, right? How do things work out the way that they work out? By chance? No. By coincidence? No. You are loved. I call them God incidences. You're loved. There's so many things in my daily life that happen where I could walk through a grocery store and see something and feel like God put that on the shelf. Now, did God put that on the shelf? No, Sarah or Bob or whoever, somebody put it on the shelf in Target. But why do I say God put it on the shelf? Because it's like a mashup of things that I never thought that they would make. And to me, it's literally like God reading my brain, because when I talk to Caitlin Hajj-Mahalis, when she's on the show, we talk about mixing cereal and things that I did to like mix cereal as a kid. And then you're walking through and you see Lucky Charms and Frosted Flakes and you're like, I feel like this was made for me. Or you go in and you're looking for one pop figure and you find the one that you need. And it's like the only one sitting there. Or I'm behind a bus where there's thousands of buses in Syracuse, but I'm behind bus 213, which so happens to be my number and my grandfather's number put together. Or I just so happen to look at the clock at 10:21 almost daily. My birthday. There's things that happen that show you that God's saying, hey, I love you. I got your back. How about Greg? Greg and his wife adopt. Right? And you love that girl. And she's your daughter. And yeah, you went through all the work and all the planning, but you don't think that God led you to her and her to you? My cousins, Nico and Miguel, are adopted. If you see my aunt and you see them together, they look like they're her biological children. Miguel's from Guatemala. Nico's from Peru. My Aunt Donna's from Syracuse, New York. But they look like they were the family that God intended to be together, and they genuinely look like they're the same bloodline. And yet, they were born in 3 different places in 3 different countries. And yet, they all look like the exact same family. See, you are loved. How do I know you're loved? Because Jim Sikowski, who's going on 3 years of the diagnosis of ALS, because I still see my friend. I still see his happiness. I see his goodness. I see his positivity. I see his love. His light has gotten bigger since everything happened. Yeah, he's in a chair, but I don't even see the chair anymore. I just see Jimmer. Our family friend Nancy, she's had MS forever. And she's still here. And she still hangs out with her sister, and she still hangs out with my mom. And they still do the things they would have done if Nan never had MS, which is sit and break bread and talk and catch up and be friends. The three of them would have sat at a dinner table with or without the MS. And with the MS, they're still doing the same thing. You are loved. You know, when you're crying and you're in your bedroom alone and you feel a hand on your shoulder just hold you, but there's nobody there. You are loved. I have experienced God's love in so many ways, and it's funny that when I was one of the leaders on the search retreat at Marywood University, which is for anybody of any religion or no religion, it's just for people for positive health, and obviously faith in God is involved. And I was picked to do I think I said that I think there was a bunch of ones I said I would do, and I was chosen to do God's Love. Sister John Michelle Southwick, God bless her, and shout out to her. Love you, Sister John. She said you're gonna do God's Love. So each of us had to do a topic, and we had to each of the leaders, we had to kind of like have a moment to share, and mine was on God's love. So you could write whatever you wanted, and I wrote, about God's love and about my grandfathers or whatnot. And they gave me this candle. It's this upside down like candle, and it zips. So there's like this line on it. So when it like drops like wax or whatever, like it just, or the light, it'll just like go zip, 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 zip. And so now I didn't practice with this candle. I didn't have timing down with the candle. And the candle is random, supposed to be random. Whenever I hit certain parts of my story about God's love, zip, 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 zip. And when I got more into it, it would zip, 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 zip. And to the point where people that were sitting around me, because they were sitting on the floor together, they started to look at me and they started to look at the candle, and you hear kind of like these murmurs and whatnot, because they were realizing the candle was responding. So those moments, and I was literally speaking on God's love, how you are loved, how God loves you. And the candle was responding while I was doing it. And it was zipping to the point where, I saw this girl kind of notice it, and then she noticed it, and then she noticed it, and then you start like kind of talking and like hitting your friend saying, look at the candle. Like when he says this, the candle's like replying to him. So you are loved. There's things that we cannot explain. Not everything can be a coincidence. Not everything can be totally by chance. And you can believe whatever you want to believe, but it's hard to believe when you are honest with yourself that this stuff could really be happening all by chance. So how do I know that you're loved? Because you're here today. Because I care about you. And I might never meet you, but I care about you. Because something in your life is going to turn the corner for the positive. Things are going to get better. I know that. I was talking to my friend last night about jobs and whatnot, and she's going to be all right. And I know she will. Well, how do you know, Dan? Because she's a good person, and she's fighting hard, and she does good things, and she may not think it right now, but she's going to be all right. And I know she has faith, and I know she believes in God, and God has her back, and she is going to be just fine. And she's going to look back on this day, and whether or not she says, Dan, you're right, I don't need that. I just need her to know inside of herself someday when she's walking into that job and she's doing that, doing her thing, that she stops and smiles to herself and shakes her head and is like, yeah, it did all work out. because it works out for good people. Well, Dan, how do you know? Good people pass away and this, that, and whatever. Yeah, they do. But that's because people pass away. People say, why do bad things happen to good people? Bad things happen to everybody. We just care more when they happen to good people because it's more pronounced, right? When something bad happens to a good person, we feel bad for them. When something bad happens to a person we consider a bad person, a lot of people don't feel bad. So, right, if a meteorite went into the cave of Osama bin Laden, I don't think a lot of people would feel bad. But if a meteorite went into a child's bedroom who's like a baby in a crib, I think hopefully all of us would feel bad. So it's life is not fair all the time, and it's not kind all the time, but there is a common denominator, and that common denominator is God. It's God. It's that one shining moment every day, right? You wake up in the morning, that's not by mistake. You are loved. You go to bed at night, you are loved. You got a bed to sleep in, you are loved, right? Well, Dan, what about the homeless people? Are they loved? Yeah, they are. And I have seen or felt the presence of God in some of those people that are standing on the street corner. Just looking into the eyes of one of the men that I saw recently, I could see. You know, my dad stopped yesterday. My dad had bottles and cans to return. And there was a person pushing a cart on the side of the road. My dad stopped and gave the person the bottles and cans, and the guy danced in the streets. You are loved. You think that God wasn't working through my dad that day? So, I'm not telling you that everything's going to be perfect, but that's the misconception, and that's where I think a lot of people stop believing in God, is when they say, well, Dan, if God exists, why didn't he give me everything I wanted? He gave me some of the things I wanted, but he didn't give me everything I wanted. So if God existed, he would give me everything. If God existed, there would be no cancer. If God existed, I would have money. If God existed, if God existed, if God existed. Well, God does exist. But God is not a pot of gold, right? He's more than that. And sometimes you go to the well and God says, not yet. Sometimes you go to the well and God says, I got something in a different well. We have all gone through hardships and tough days. We've all gone through bad moments. You know what gets me through mine? Knowing that I'm loved. Not by human beings, but by God. By God. Because human beings can fail. They can mess up. Human beings can let you down. But God has never left me alone. He has never not listened to me or not understood me. In my deepest, darkest, toughest moments, the only thing I did was seek God. And I was angry and stressed and anxious and sad and confused and felt out of control. I felt like everything inside of me was just spinning. And that lasted for 2 days. And slowly but surely over time, it went away. The worst days were 2 days, and then it felt this, and I felt this, and I felt that, and I felt this. And then all of a sudden, I went from pain to health, pain to gain, stress to peace, unhealthy to healthy. And who was I talking to every day on that journey? God. Who was my backbone? God. Who helped me to keep walking when my legs were tired? God. Who helped me to work on my mental when I didn't think I could control it? God. Who gave me breath when I couldn't breathe? God. You are loved. Your mom may let you down, your dad may let you down, your sister may let you down, your brother may let you down, your girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife, fiance, your kids, your boss, your neighbors, your friends. At some point in your life, somebody may let you down. And you may question if you are loved when your best friend's not your best friend anymore. Are you loved? When your girlfriend, boyfriend breaks up with you, when your husband, wife get divorced, are you loved? When somebody says something mean about you to your face or behind your back, are you loved? When somebody talks about you on social media, are you loved? Yes. How? Because they didn't make you. They didn't create you. Those people saying bad things about you, doing bad things to you, they didn't make you. They didn't mold you. They didn't bring you to life. God is the one that will love you above and beyond anything, anyone, anywhere, ever. Because God is your parent. God made you. God loves you. God put you together. God gave you every single fiber of who you are and what you are. When you untap different parts of yourself, God knows those parts already. Nobody can love you better than the one who made you, and there's only one that made you. And you may believe me or you may think I'm crazy, but I'm telling you this right now. You put God in your life's going to change for the better. I'm not saying stand on a street corner and ring a bell. I don't like when people do that. I'm saying walk with God every day. Wake up in the morning, thank God for waking you up. Pray to God when you're happy. Pray to God when you're sad. Pray to God when you're mad. Pray to God all the time. Pray to God to say thank you. Pray to God to ask. So many people pray to God asking for things. They forget to pray to God to say thank you. Thank you. Yeah, my roof might be messed up, but you know what? I have a house. Yeah, this bird might have pooped on my car, but you know what? My pool looks good. Yeah, this friend might have left my life, but this friend came back. There is always a brighter side. Because God does not deprive his children of sunlight. And he also doesn't deprive his children of rain. Because we need both to grow. We'll take a step aside for a fast break. We'll be back right after this to honor my good friend, Fred Reed, in the Top Dog of the Week.
In these unique times, there are those in our community that give us a sense of normalcy and positivity. Pizza Man on 50 Oswego Street in Baldwinsville has been here for you for over 35 years and is here now. Call 315-638-1234 or order online at pizzamanbville.com to bring those familiar tastes into your home. And remember to come see our monthly on-site broadcasts centered around the community and our Baldwinsville Bees. Pizza Man in Baldwinsville. Any way you slice it, they are always here for you.
I'm George Townsend of Honda City with some good advice when buying a new car. The true cost of owning a new car is determined by the appraised value when you trade it. No vehicle appraises higher than a Honda. Next, look for low APRs and deep discounts. You also want low maintenance costs and great fuel economy. That's why my advice to you is to buy a new Honda. Looking pre-owned, visit our Honda Certified Used Car Center. Honda City, 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard, Liverpool, or HondaCity-CNY.com.
It would be a pity if you don't shop at Honda City.
Our corporate purpose at Chick-fil-A is to glorify God by being faithful stewards of all that's entrusted to us and to positively influence all those who come in contact with Chick-fil-A. And what became increasingly clear from our success in Cicero is that people love Chick-fil-A. And also I think we recognized that, we had a great opportunity to grow the brand and grow our platform. I felt incredibly grateful when I was selected to be a Chick-fil-A operator. I think what it's meant for me, what I've come to realize on a very deep level is that this is a calling for me. It's not a career. It's not a job. The Lord called me to be a Chick-fil-A operator and to use these restaurants to glorify Him and to positively influence other people. I'm blessed. I'm very blessed.
Head to Chick-fil-A Clay on 3974 State Route 31 in Liverpool, New York.
Welcome back here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. Happy to be here with you every Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time. and it is time for us to jump into the top dog of the week. Thank you, Lily. So the top dog of the week, proudly presented by the fantastic people at Canine Camp Dog Daycare and Canine Kampground Dog Boarding, our proud partners of many years, and in my opinion, the only place to bring your furry loving friends. Dogs of any shape and size. It just matters their demeanor, right? You got to make sure. And that's the thing. That's what I love about this is you can't just bring anybody, any dog to Canine Camp Dog Daycare and Canine Kampground Dog Boarding. They go through and they make sure that the dogs have a good temperament and that they're going to behave, because they not are only taking care of your dog, they're taking care of everybody else's. So it's incredibly imperative and important that the dogs can play nice together and they're going to be good to each other and positive all throughout. And so I love that. I love the attention to detail. I love the care and concern and everything that they do at Canine Camp Dog Daycare and Canine Kampground Dog Boarding. It's a special place. I trust them with Lily. I don't trust anybody with Lily. I really don't. And I trust them with Lily. And so I appreciate them so very much for all the work that they do. And because they're so amazing and they're top dogs every day, they bring you the top dog of the week exclusively on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. And my top dog of the week this week is my friend Fred Reed, who passed away on Mother's Day. And with Mother's Day coming up this weekend, obviously Mother's Day, the date is not always the same. But on Mother's Day, we get to celebrate the life of Fred Reed as well. And passed away at 54 years old. Way too young. Way too young. And it happened, like I said, on Mother's Day. And Fred, such a nice person to me. Always gave me his time. And I can't believe part of me feels like it was yesterday, and part of me feels like it was years ago. More than a year ago. But he passed away on May 8th of 2022. And that's the day that Fred Reed went back to heaven. That's how I look at it. Not that he passed away, but that he went back to heaven. And it was a reminder to me, and it continues to be a reminder to me a year later, that life is precious. And that we really need to tell the people that we love them. We really need to celebrate each other and be good to each other and find time for each other and spend time with each other and love each other. This world has gotten so cold. And let me tell you something. People are still dying. People are still fighting against cancer. People are still fighting against AIDS. People are still fighting against pneumonia and the flu. People are still fighting old age, right? There's things that are still going on in this world, regardless of how people are treating people. But we need to treat each other better. This world deserves better. We deserve better. We should be better. We should always strive to be better. So shame on those of us that are not being kind to each other. Shame on those of us that are wasting our time. Shame on those of us that aren't listening and caring and spending time together. Shame on that. Shame on that. Well, Dan, how dare you shame somebody? I am not shaming someone. They have shamed themselves. And I'm going to say shame on you. I'm going to say that because it is shame on you. It would be shame on me too for doing it. When I've wasted time, shame on me. When I haven't, made that phone call I should have made, shame on me. We cannot afford to waste a moment in our lives. We cannot afford it. I'm not saying you got to do, something every single day that's like grandiose. I'm saying you cannot afford to waste a moment. Don't waste a moment with your babies. Don't waste a moment with your wife or your husband or your fiance or your girlfriend or your boyfriend. Don't waste a moment doing what you love and loving what you do. Don't waste time with that. Do it. Chase it. I got people talking to me about, I don't like my job and I don't like this and I don't like that. Then change it. Then change it. Well, Dan, it's hard. I got bills to pay. We all have bills to pay, but you're going to die someday, and money doesn't matter. Money doesn't matter in heaven. You know what matters in heaven? The currency of your soul. You know what the currency of your soul is? How you spent your time on earth that God gave you and how you treated the people that you were around. That's your currency in heaven, your soul. It's like God takes your soul out, he looks at it, downloads it, watches all your memories. You want your memories to be, I wish I could have, why didn't I? No. Spend your life loving. Spend your life being happy. Spend your life enjoying it, because one day your life is going to be over and we're all going to sit in a bed someday. We're all going to be in a bed someday, because none of us are immortal. We're all going to sit in a bed someday, looking up at the ceiling, looking up at God, looking up at the sky. And we're going to think back on our lives. And some of us are going to be really proud. And some of us are going to be really disappointed. Who do you want to be? Who do you want to be? Do you want to be the person that lays in that hospital bed and says, I wish I could have, I should have, why didn't I? Or do you want to be the person that says, I did, I gave, I tried, I fought, I put myself on the line, I took calculated risks, I did the best that I could? Do you want to do the best you can, or do you want to just do stuff? Because if you want to do the best you can, that is different than you just doing something, anything. Do your best, give your best, try your best, live your best. Because someday, it's going to be done. Someday, your life is going to be over. And if you have not told the people you love that you loved them, taken those chances, taken those risks, understood that love has no walls, no barriers, understood that if you want something, you can do it. If it's never been done before, then guess what that means? You know what I hear when somebody says, you can't do it unless you do it this way? It tells me I'm going to do it this way, and I'm going to pave that way. When you tell me it's never done before, well, guess what? It's going to be done today. When you tell me I can't, I will. I told my dad yesterday on the phone. They said if I want to screenwrite and I want to make a movie, I have to be in New York or Los Angeles. Guess what? I got to be in California or New York City. Guess what? I can write from anywhere. And I'm going to write because I can write from anywhere. I can write in my studio, in my office, at my desk, on a plane, in a hotel room. I can write anywhere. I'm going to write. I'm going to write. And I trust that God will help me cross paths with the right people at the right time, that I will be ready. I'm going to do my work. I'm going to do my due diligence. I don't want to live in California. And I don't want to live in New York City. My quality of life it's not there. I don't want, and it's no offense, I just don't want to live in California. I don't want to be on the other coast from the majority of my family. And I don't want to live in New York City because I don't want to drive through that traffic every day and the hustle and bustle and the craziness and people screaming. I don't want to do that. I don't want that type of traffic in my life. So, Dan, you need to sacrifice. Yeah, I will. And I do. I do every day. And how am I going to get there? I don't know. But I know that this brain is wherever I am. And this heart is wherever I am. And these ideas are wherever I am. And I know that I've written and I know that I can. And I know that I put something together already. And I know that I need to finish it. And I believe in myself. I bank on myself. I trust God to guard and guide me. If He wants me to move, I'll move. If God says go to California, if I feel that in my heart of hearts, then I'll go. Even if right now I don't want to, I will go. But I will chase after the things I want, and if it's never been done before, I will do it. Because I believe that you can write, in this example, I believe you can write from anywhere, and all you have to do is meet the right person and work with those people. Right? All you have to do is give your all, give your best, follow your passion, follow your love, follow your desires, follow your heart, and trust that God will put you in the right place at the right time when you need to be there. I have always met the people I needed to meet when I needed to meet them. So, I got to give my all and do my best. There's people that go all the way over to California and they don't meet anybody. Right? I believe that you can do it. I believe that I can do it. And my buddy Fred Reed, he taught me to never waste a day, never waste time, never waste talent, never waste friendship. And I love Fred for that. He's my top dog of this week, next week, and the week after, and so on and so forth. Because Fred Reed taught me in his life, and taught me when he returned to heaven, always send that text message. Always try, always love, always put your heart out there, and always give everything you can. You will get hurt by being you. But you will also make friends with the best of us. And Fred is the best of us. Shout out to you, brother. And God bless you in heaven, and your wife, and all of your loved ones here on earth, and all of your loved ones in heaven. Dying, you destroyed our death. Rising, you restored our life, God. So may Fred always be right here with us, even when he's not physically here. May heaven be real. May God hold us close. And may there be a day where we're with Fred. And in the meantime, may we never truly be without you. I love you, brother. Thank you for everything you do and continue to do. God bless.
Avicoli's, located on the corner of Route 57 and Wetzel Road in Liverpool, New York, has been your trusted neighbor for decades. Located just steps from Liverpool High School, we're happy to have the Liverpool Warriors on-site, on-location broadcast at Avicoli's through Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora every single month, featuring student athletes, coaches, and administration throughout the year from Liverpool High School. Head out to Avicoli's today on the corner of Route 57 and Wetzel Road in Liverpool, New York, open Tuesday through Sunday for lunch, dinner, and drinks. We'd love to see you out there. And of course, you can call them at 315-622-5100 for takeout, delivery, and catering. That's 315-622-5100. And also find them on myavicolis.com. That's myavicollis.com. Having peace of mind when you're out of town that your furry-loving friend is safe and sound means taking them to Canine Kampground, because we all know that when it comes to the love of our pets, it goes well beyond the call of duty to make sure they're safe and sound. Right, Lily? So take a ride to 242 Johnson Street in East Syracuse, New York, and see Canine Kampground and where your dog will be staying, in the classic cabin, the executive cabin, the grand cabin, or of course the luxury cabin, because if you know Lily, you know she loves luxury. Now you don't have to wait to the last minute to find a family member or a friend that'll take your dog for a few days. Call Canine Kampground at 315-299-4013. That's 315-299-4013. Their drop-off and pickup times are Monday through Sunday. Check K9Kampground.com for more information. That's the letter K, the number 9, and Kampground spelled with a K.com. K9Kampground.com.
When you're going out of town, bring your dog to Canine Kampground.
PB&J's Lunchbox, the food truck that you love finding all throughout Central and Upstate New York, now has a street-side cafe. So when you're craving their traditional favorites as well as their out-of-box amazing menu items, you can now head to 663 Old Liverpool Road in Liverpool, New York. Located just minutes from the highway, the thruway, Destiny USA, and Onondaga Lake Parkway, PB&J's Lunchbox Street-Side Cafe is there for you Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m., serving breakfast, lunch, and and dinner all throughout the day. Get breakfast for dinner, dinner for lunch, whatever you fancy, including their award-winning grilled peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Find them at 663 Old Liverpool Road in Liverpool, New York. PB&J's Lunchbox, where we love to know what's in your lunchbox. This is a special message from 317 at Montgomery restaurant owner Joel Carpenter. Open Tuesday through Saturday for your dining pleasure on 317 Montgomery Street in Syracuse, New York.
We wanted to be a part of the resurgence of Syracuse. We saw a lot of money being put into bringing people back downtown and thought that, we'd like to be a part of that. I love putting together a good dish where people see it first, they fall in love with it, and then it tastes just as good as it looks. We want to provide the best food in Syracuse that we possibly can, and we want you to leave here talking to your family, your friends about what you had to eat first and foremost, but also our service, and to walk out feeling like you're part of our family. I work out in the front of the house a lot, and I love walking to every single table, asking them how everything is, and people looking at me and smiling and saying, this is the most amazing short rib I've ever had. This is the most amazing filet I've ever had. And Donna is great. Sarah's amazing. Thank you for coming over and talking to us. And them just being truly happy for the experience that they've gotten.
317 at Montgomery Restaurant, part of the fabric of downtown Syracuse, located on 317 Montgomery Street in Syracuse, New York. Open Tuesday through Saturday for a unique and memorable dining experience.
Welcome back here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora here on a wonderful and beautiful Friday. So I hope you're all having yourselves a fantastic Friday, and we're so happy to have you here where sports meets life on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. Lots of fun, lots of excitement going on. So many things. Nothing big. Just the exclusive multimedia marketing partner of a school that decided to go from D2 to D1 and make history, and the exclusive multimedia marketing partner of a fantastic school in Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse that has some of the best young minds and overall awesome coaches that's winning national championships and vying for them. There's a few things going on in Syracuse is what I like to tell people. And it's funny, a fellow media member saw me yesterday and he said, "How are you doing?" And I looked him dead in the face and I said, "I'm busy. Very busy." And Clay Gagen-Sherman knows all about that busyness as well. He gets after it. He has fun. I love the work that he does, and I love how he does it. He tackles a day like he has a chip on his shoulder every day, getting after it. He recruits. I think this man recruits probably 367 days of the year. He loves what he does. He came out to one of my shows years ago with Coach Q, introduced himself and his father-in-law to be at the time, Kevin Gagen. And I never forgot that moment because I was so moved by that. And wasn't used to that. Somebody coming up saying like, "Hey, I wanted to come see your show, show my support. I wanted to introduce myself and meet you." And from that moment on, as I told him yesterday, he has been a great friend because good friends are there in like the good, right? Your friends are there in the good, well, let me put it like this. Acquaintances are there in the good moments. Good friends will be there for you at times. But great friends are the ones that fight for you in rooms that you're not in. And Clay has done that. And I appreciate that. And that's why I call him the beard to my Lasso. So with that being said, he's going to get to know that over the past week because he promised me he would. And we're going to talk about Ted Lasso today. But we got a lot of things to get into. Probably my longest intro I've ever given Clay, but he deserves it. Mr. Sherman, how are we?
What's going on, Dan? Definitely the longest intro, and I for sure have a lot of Ted Lasso to catch up on, especially after that round table yesterday. But, always a pleasure to be on, man. Excited to chop it up a little bit.
No, and I appreciate it, and I do want to say that, again, I appreciate, what you do for me in rooms that I'm not in, because that's the sign of a great friend, not a good friend. So I appreciate that very much.
Of course, man. You already know.
So, year 2, we're heading toward the season. Season 2 for you as the men's basketball head coach at Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse started the day that the other season ended. Probably within the, if I ask Kate, probably within the hour. So bring me into year 2, your thoughts, and how you're envisioning this year after taking over the team last year.
Yeah, now I just I guess last year, taking over the program, it was a lot of unknown, I guess. Obviously I was familiar with the returners and the program and things of that nature. But it was still a lot of touch and feel, just again developing my relationships with those guys a little deeper. And my recruiting strategy last year was just really I was trying to bring in as much talent as possible into the program. And then obviously we had a really successful year this year, but I just know exactly kind of what the puzzle looks like and what the pieces we need to add to the puzzle are, if that makes sense. So definitely, like I said, a good year this year. Made it to nationals. Gave it a good shot down there. Came up a little short, but we're returning a strong group, our main core from this season, and just having that understanding of what we need to add to the roster, what we need to, how we need to elevate our standards to be that next level program. We got some really good ideas coming into this season. Like I said, we got that main core coming back, and we've already signed a couple guys that are really going to help us take the program to that next level.
And you speak on these signees that you have. What were you looking for that you're bringing in right now? Bring me into those new faces that are coming into this Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse men's basketball program that you're really excited about, because I know we're going to be featuring somebody next week as well.
Yeah, one of the things, we did lose a couple guys that, had big roles this season. Our starting center graduated, Josu, 6'9" center, played a lot of minutes for us, was an All-American, had a great season. So obviously some big shoes to fill there. Our backup center this year, though, Tyrese Thompson, had a phenomenal season as a freshman. He really bought into his role, did it to the best of his ability, and really started to develop and play better as the year went on. So he definitely has the opportunity to step into that spot, but we still need to add some size to the roster. So we did just recently sign a 6'10" kid that played. He's actually from Jamaica as well. Him and Tyrese are both from Jamaica. They played together in high school. They actually lived together for a month or so. So bringing him in is really, Javar James is his name. He's going to really help us add some size, but he's more of a forward, so he stretches the floor a little bit at 6'10". He's got to add some size, get bigger, faster, stronger for the college level. They're really banging the post. But adding him, and then we're kind of still going after a few centers here that are going to give us that interior presence. But then we also really want to add some local talent to our program this year. We had one local guy last year, Vincent Frenza. He was really our sixth man, and he's just an awesome dude. He played a huge role for us this year. And there's just so much talent within Syracuse that, there's just a lot of opportunities to bring in guys, and that just gets the community behind the program a little bit more. So the guy that's coming on the show next week with us, Nakai Dewberry, he went to Fowler High School. He's been out of school for a couple years, but he's been playing in a lot of leagues throughout the Syracuse area, and he's made a name for himself, and he's just a phenomenal player. He's a tough guy. He doesn't get phased. He shows up and he hoops, and no matter what's going on, he just he doesn't get overly emotional, which is again something we really wanted to add to our program this year. Just some tough dudes that don't back down. And Nakai is definitely one of those guys, and he's definitely a certified bucket. He dropped 42 games in a row this week, and I had the pleasure to go watch him play, and he looked really good. And again, he'll be coming in as a freshman for us. So his growth will be tremendous, and it'll be amazing to see what he does after a couple seasons of college ball and even just practicing against the talent we have every single day. Then we also added another guy, Peter Santoro, Liverpool grad. graduated a couple years ago as well. Peter's a gym rat. He's a kid that loves the game. He just brings great energy, passion. He's always asking about workouts and getting the workout program and stuff like that. So, again, another local guy that loves the game, has a good reputation out here. So, definitely really excited about these signings. We still have a little bit of work to do to finish out the recruiting season, but like I said, we got some guys coming on campus soon to hopefully seal the deal.
Yeah, and like you said, I mean, looking for different pieces and putting it together. I mean, you get excited about it, and, you're always willing to go out there and do it. And I know that it means a lot to you to get out and to recruit and whatnot. For you to have that local flavor, like you said, get the community behind the program at Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse. I mean, an easy way to do that is to recruit locally, but obviously you want to find the right guys. You want to build a winning program, a program that's consistently good. And so when you look at this local talent that's here in the area, what do you think when you go to these games and, see these different, student athletes in Central and Upstate New York? What have you seen that you like, and just what you can say about the importance of building that local connection?
Yeah, like I said, there's just so much talent out here. Obviously, a lot of great high school basketball programs with tremendous coaches. The high school basketball, especially in Section 3, is just great. There's a ton of opportunities to go after kids, but there's also just I think there's just so much untapped potential, like guys that are playing in rec leagues that never. I mean, Nakai, he's a phenomenal player. He didn't even play high school ball. He was the starting quarterback for Fowler, but didn't play on the high school basketball team. And this guy's playing in the elite basketball league with pretty much entirely college rosters, professional rosters, and he's getting player of the games multiple times throughout the season. So there's just so much untapped potential out here. There's so many diamonds in the rough. And for me to, uncover those diamonds, you just got to go out. And, I mean, we signed Vinny. Vinny was just he was playing open runs at the Y last year, and I was watching him play. I was like, I really like this dude. Like, he kind of does the dirty work. I really think he could fit in. And again, he came last year, was our sixth man, and had a great year. He's looking to have a big year for us this upcoming year. But yeah, there's just so much talent out here, and it's just a matter of figuring out exactly what the team needs and kind of what guys offer, and see if those things align.
Yeah, and there's an excitement to that. When you're out on the recruiting trail, Clay, you started the women's basketball program at Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse, their first head coach. You were with them for multiple years, and then you came over to the men's side last season. So people have come to know you when they see that Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse logo. How do you feel like you're received on the recruiting trail? What's that been like for you? And do you feel like you've built a reputation? Do you have those bridges between yourself and schools? I know you spent a lot of time in New York City, so what's the recruiting trail like for you as far as how you're received?
Yeah, I think it's all about building relationships and just being myself and, being genuine when you meet people, not just, trying to get, if you meet a junior college coach, not just trying to get one of their great players, but like actually building a connection with that person, staying in touch, just being me. But I think I definitely come across as, again, someone that's loves recruiting, someone that's excited to be out, someone that, is friendly and likes to have conversations. I think I come off as a good dude, I guess. And again, I think I have a lot of great relationships with coaches at all levels, and, that obviously helps recruiting. One of the great programs we work with, Shots with Patience prep program, is one of the guys that has sent Tyrese and Javar, and a handful of other guys. So, and that's just built off a great connection that I have with the director of the program, Coach Dre. He knows if he sends kids to Syracuse, we're going to take care of them and give them our best, and he can trust in that, and he feels comfortable referring us to a lot of his players that are super talented. They're also scholar athletes, so he sends us both talented kids and kids that get it done in the classroom. So I can trust him as well, that he's what he tells us about a kid is accurate. That
coming here from Clay Gagen-Sherman here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. this morning as we celebrate the Bryant Stratton College Bobcats of Syracuse and in our exclusive multimedia marketing partnership with the school as a whole. And here with you to discuss everything with Clay inside of an all-new Bobcat Buzz that you will only hear on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. To jump to Ted Lasso now, I want to know how much you've exposed yourself to it from yesterday when you and I saw each other to today. Tell me everything that you know.
Oh man, it's still like not even a percent. I watched probably like 3 or 4 quick snippet videos on YouTube just to kind of get a feel for everything. But obviously, Ted Lasso is extremely funny. Seems like he's kind-hearted, has like interesting ways to deliver his message, from what I've seen. And then obviously, I believe it's his assistant, Coach Beard. Yeah. I watched the one video with him with 3 players, and it was just very funny how he answered the questions, and you could tell like it just seemed like the players had a connection with him. So that's basically the sum of what I know right now, but definitely looking forward to watching the series.
So from what you know about Ted Lasso, can you see me as Lasso or no? Honest opinion.
Honest opinion, I could for sure, especially in the coaching role. Obviously I want to watch it a little bit more so I can think about it, but I definitely could.
So Beard is his like right-hand person, and Beard is the one that he brings with him when he takes this new job and goes overseas and goes from coaching football to coaching football, which is what soccer's called overseas. So it goes from American football to football, to soccer, and It's such a great story. It's so awesome, and I can't get enough of it. So I'm looking forward to that. Of the clips that you saw, you didn't get to see the Ted Lasso dance yet, did you?
No, I haven't.
Okay, I'm gonna send you the Ted Lasso dance because I want to know if you could see me doing this dance, because I feel like it would be a dance that I would absolutely do as a coach. So
send me that.
I will. That's gonna come to you. So I told Clay I'm gonna throw him a curveball here, and because I always do, and he's never ready for it, and he always gives me the same look. So I can imagine I'm getting that look right now. On the annoying moment of the week today, I had many annoying moments, which I call them scoops because it's brought to you by Carvel DeWitt. So we had 5 scoops of the annoying moment of the week. One of my annoying moment of the week pieces is something that I don't know if you know about this, but I'm going to tell you about this, and we're going to have some fun with it.
All right.
It is called the Philly Naked Bike Ride. Now, in Philadelphia, there is something called the Naked Bike Ride, and it's officially set for August 26th, my grandfather's birthday, which, wonderful. And so the Naked Bike Ride, now, it's clothing optional, and they don't know where they're going to start from. That's released like 24 hours before. Now, it launched locally in 2009. It drew about 400 participants who rode a 4-mile course. Now, it was held annually and in September, but in 2019 it was moved up to August because the naked bike riders said that it was too cold in September to ride. And I said, yeah, of course, that's what they said. So the naked bike ride has gone by like the Liberty Bell. It's gone by like the Rocky Steps. What are your thoughts on a bunch of people jumping on bicycles and riding around the streets of Philadelphia completely naked?
Wow. Oh, man. Definitely a curveball. I mean, I hope they're at least doing it for, like, a cause. Or they just randomly deciding to do that. I guess my thoughts are, like, good for them if that's what they're into. It's not for me, but, to each their own. But, wow, that's I'm speechless.
Yeah, and it says that it's meant to desexualize nudity, which I have no idea what that means, and to encourage everyone to embrace nudity as a normal, enjoyable way of life. Here's the thing, though. If you are naked in public, it's considered indecent exposure and you can get arrested. But if you're naked on a bicycle, it's considered an event. So this is my question to the Syracuse mayor and to anybody else out there. If I decided to ride my bike naked in Clinton Square today, will I get arrested or will I not get arrested? So like that, I'm trying to figure out the parameters and the rules, Clay. Like, what if you're naked on a bicycle and you go by a school or you go by a playground? Because you can also get arrested if you were naked in those areas. So I think it's exposed me, and I'm going to use that word, to many more questions than answers, because I didn't know that you could be naked in public for any reason, and nakedness is encouraged, but sneakers are suggested for safety reasons.
Oh my gosh! Let's hope that it is not okay and people get arrested, because it wouldn't be safe outside anymore.
This is what it says. It says the celebration is referred to as, quote, "Bear as you dare" events, so riders can be completely nude or dress in any amount of clothing they're comfortable wearing. So this is the naked bike ride, and I just want to know what you would do if you were downtown and you had like an ice cream cone and you're walking with Cleo and Kate, and then a bunch of naked people went by on a bike. Would the ice cream fall out of the cone? What would be your reaction to walking in the streets of Syracuse and seeing a bunch of naked people just fly by you?
I would probably, we'd have to turn around and walk the other way and never go back to downtown Syracuse for a scoop of ice cream ever again.
So, well, at least not in Philadelphia. So, it's Philadelphia, August 26th. The Philly Naked Bike Ride is back, and it's happening. Apparently, it's legal, and wow. Yeah. So I didn't know that until this morning, and I figured you didn't know this either.
I did not, and I'm not sure if I'm happy I do anymore. So I'm gonna have a problem.
So with that being said, we're gonna jump into rapid fire, and Clay and I, we're doing it. We're doing rapid fire. There's something that's coming to y'all on Monday, and you're not gonna be ready for it. And it's the largest Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse rapid fire that we have ever done on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. But before we do that, Clay is a glutton for punishment, and he said to me today, please let me come on the show because I really want to do more rapid fire. And I said, really? And he said, I'm begging you, let me do more rapid fire. So with that being said, Mr. Sherman, you get the first question.
All right. Wow. How about you ask the first question? I wasn't ready for this. I thought I was in the clear for rapid fire today.
No, you're not in the clear for rapid fire today. So that's the whole point of rapid fire, is to bring it and have you. And I got to do it after the Philly Naked Bike Ride because I need the juices to be flowing. Where there's a bunch of questions that are going to be asked that are just off the wall. So, all right, my first question for you for the Philly Naked Bike Ride is, or for rapid fire, I should say, if you could create, let me think. If you, we'll put it to you like this. If there was a bike ride where you could dress up like any character in the worlds of the movies, if you could dress up like any character and ride a bike for a cause, what character would you fully dress up as and why?
Oh, wow. I guess, probably Mickey Mouse, and because Cleo loves Minnie, so, at least she would enjoy it. So
that would be very
Mickey Mouse, a little bike ride with the family, and Cleo would absolutely love it.
She would love it. I don't know if you would. It'd be very hard to ride a bike as Mickey Mouse. But what's your question for me?
Geez, what was are we allowed to give any leaks on yesterday's interview?
We can discuss something. There's something coming to y'all on Monday, so we can preview it. Yeah. What are your thoughts? Go ahead.
What do you think the funniest part of yesterday's interview was?
What I said to Nick. What I said to Nick, or what I said to Alex. Yeah, I would say that because I like catching people off guard. So I would say maybe my thing just playful with Nick Dimitrievsky, or Alex asking me what's in the future of my company when he was loading the question, expecting me to give him an answer he had already pre-planned in his head, and I didn't think that that's where he was going, so he told me I answered incorrectly. So I would say probably one of those two. I would say. All right, Clay. If you had to describe me, if you had to describe me as a food, what food would you describe me as, and why?
All right. Let me think about that. How about pizza?
Okay.
Say pizza. You got that Italian heritage.
Okay.
And also, you're a little bit cheesy.
Nice. All right.
That's all I got.
All right. Okay. What's your question for me?
I don't have any good questions today. I'm trying to think. Let's go into the Warriors Lakers series.
Yes, sir.
What are your thoughts on everything? I don't know, maybe a little something about AD's injury. What did you see it? What do you think about it? What do you think about kind of like the reactions to it?
So here's the thing. So I think that my assessment of where we are in the NBA right now is that we could be seeing the end of Golden State as we, like, after this year, it could finally, that era could be done. Do I want that to happen? No, because I love watching Golden State. I'm not a fan of Draymond Green. I think he's a nuisance, but I think Draymond Green can do the whole public enemy number one, but he's not like public enemy number one. Now he's honestly like a Kardashian on the NBA court at this point. It's like, just give me attention, look at me, and I'm just tired of it. But I mean, Anthony Davis, I think what I'm happy about with Anthony Davis is that he's here, right? I'm happy that he's here, and I'm happy that we get to watch him, and I'm happy that he's on the floor, because there's questions of over the last couple of years, how healthy is he and how healthy can he be? Now, they're saying that he's going to, probable to play for Game 6, and I hope that he does. I would like to see Golden State pull off this series. I would have liked to see the Sacramento Kings, because it's been a million years since anybody thought Sacramento was going to do anything. And we're going back to like Bibby and Weber and all that stuff. So I would say that if it was up to me, I'd like to see Golden State advance, because I don't know if we'll ever see this iteration of Golden State get back to an NBA Finals again. So I would like to see them do it. But, I mean, I'm excited. I'm definitely excited. And there's an opportunity tonight in Los Angeles for the Lakers to either finish this thing or Golden State to force a Game 7 in Golden State. So, I mean, I would love to see that. I really would. So my thoughts on it, I hope it goes to 7. I want Anthony Davis to play, because I never wish that somebody doesn't play. And beyond that, I I want Golden State to make another run because I don't know if they'll ever make a run with the team that they currently have again. So,
I like it. And kind of in the same breath, if LA doesn't close this series out, who knows how much more LeBron will win in LA? Probably not much.
Right. He'll have to crater another team. So so my final question for you, Clay Gagen-Sherman, inside of this edition of Rapid Fire. You said I was cheesy, so where do I want to go with this? Let me think here. All right, Clay. If you could prank your wife, what is something you think you would do that would totally get her? Like, if you could prank her doing anything, what's that prank that you feel like you could really either just startle her, scare her, make her laugh? Like, what's that thing you feel like you could get her doing?
So recently, I actually did get her, like, it was kind of funny, kind of silly, like stupid, like small thing, but you know, you got to keep her on her toes a little bit too. So
yeah,
we got Diet Cokes from like McDonald's or whatever, and you know, we don't get them a ton. So it's kind of like a not a special thing, but obviously like we look forward to it. And so we both had the same thing. And she had probably like a quarter, like left of hers, you know, in the cup or whatever. And she like walked, and I had already finished mine, but she like went upstairs, to like go to the bathroom, and like I switched our cups out and like threw my empty cup away, or I'm sorry, put her cup with a quarter of it like in the kitchen, and I put my empty cup exactly where she had hers.
Yeah.
And so she comes downstairs, and she thought I drank her Diet Coke, and she was just like going on like, I can't believe you would do that, like I didn't think you were like that. And it was like I was just like losing it and just laughing. And it was just, and then she walks in the kitchen, and she's like, oh my gosh, like you got me so bad. But it's something like silly, but it was honestly, we were both laughing so hard, because obviously I knew how much she was looking forward to drinking that last little bit.
Yeah.
But I guess that's the best example I have right now. But honestly, that's the best I've gotten her probably ever.
Okay.
But it was just it was funny. We were laughing pretty hard.
No, I like it, and I can appreciate it. And the thing is like her reaction, and then realizing you didn't, and then having her like have to backpedal and be like, "Oh, did she say I'm sorry?"
Yeah, because I'm always doing little things like that, and usually I don't really get her. She's on to me by now.
Yeah.
But like she kept going like, "Oh, you got," or she kept going like, "I can't believe you do that." Like she was like really upset. So like once she found out, it was funny. Definitely. We were laughing.
I like it. Shout out to Kate. What is your final question?
Yeah, obviously, I know, you had some big news at Lemoyne the other day. So, what are you most excited about with Lemoyne going D1?
Honestly, everything. I'm excited about the scheduling. I'm excited about the NEC because I've known their commissioner Noreen Morris for a while. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited to, see the teams transition and move forward. I'm really honestly, I'm just happy. And I was talking to the president, Dr. Linda Lemira, yesterday. I was talking with AD Bob Retta. I was talking with a couple members of the board of trustees, including their chair, Pete DeLaura. And, I was speaking with Noreen Morris, the NEC commissioner who came out for it. And, I told everybody the same thing. I said, selfishly for me, it's awesome because I know the people involved and I've known them and I've gotten to know them like individually. And so getting to know like the people involved over the years individually and seeing this all come together, it really shows how small the world is. because I knew Noreen before I knew Bob, and before I knew Pete, and before I knew Linda. So to me, it's when you see good people come together, that to me is something that means the world. And so to see something happen where all good people succeed, where a bunch of good people are benefiting from the same move at the same time together, that to me means a lot. And yesterday during the event, the event was still going on. It's a packed room. There's people, everywhere. And they were doing a photo op with the media and of like Noreen and Linda signing this official, agreement to join the NEC. And during the event, as it's all going on, I'm standing there taking pictures. There's other media there and whatnot. And Linda looked at me and she stopped on stage in front of everybody and she went, "Dan." And she smiled and she came off the stage and she gave me the biggest hug in the middle of the whole thing. And she just held on to me and she talked to me. And then Noreen looked at me and she goes, "Dan," and then she came down and gave me a hug. And it's moments like that where, people talk about, I have this many clicks and this many likes and this much money and we do this and we do that. And what it's really all about is it's about the relationships. And it's about how you make people feel. And it's about how they make you feel. And it's how many shows have grandparents come up to you and say, "Thank you for taking care of my granddaughter." How many broadcasters get messages from dads and moms saying, "I love your work and I appreciate what you do and I just wanted to update you on my daughter and what she's up to now." I mean, there's things that people go after in this world that are very superficial and very, very kind of hollow. And what I go for in my life every single day, whether there's one listener or a million, is the want to change a life for the better, the want to help somebody, the want to do something special. And the hugs that I got from Linda and Noreen yesterday and Bob, and just seeing him and talking with him and Pete DeLaura and the words that he said to me. I called up my parents yesterday, was very emotional. I was driving home and I cried on the phone with my dad and my dad cried. And so, what am I looking forward to? I'm looking forward to continuing to working with good people, for God continuing to guide me in the right direction and to be surrounded. I called my dad and my mom yesterday and I said, I went to Bryant Stratton and they treat me like a part of the family. And I went to Lemoyne and they treat me like part of the family. And yesterday alone was a reminder that every single thing that I've done in the trenches, in the dark, with God, by myself, in my studio, in my office, that somebody sees it and somebody appreciates it. And, I said yesterday, I said, Mom, Dad, at Bryant Stratton, I said, I walk in the room and every coach shakes my hand and smiles and pulls me in and gives me a hug. And Nick is there with Mary saying, I asked him to do this last minute and here he is and he showed up and he did a great job. And Nick couldn't even believe we've been working together for a year. And then sitting there and breaking bread and having lunch with everybody and being treated like I'm a coach there. And it's not like, oh, here's us and here's the media. It's like, no, Dan's a Bobcat. Dan's here with us. He's part of this. So, I feel like yesterday was a giant hug from God to say, my son, I know you work hard and I know you wonder if anybody's listening or anybody's seeing it. And yesterday was a reminder that there are not only people in my corner, but really, really good people that I genuinely care about. And it made me cry yesterday. And I'm very grateful for that.
That's awesome, man. And you definitely are a part of the family. I know, especially at Bryant Stratton, but, obviously Lemoyne as well and other schools you work with. And, again, just huge congratulations to you, with Lemoyne moving D1. And, that's technically your first NCAA D1 partnership. So, man, just like huge congratulations. And I know you treat all levels the same and give us just as much for the smaller colleges, which is why we love you so much and why you're such a big part of the family. But, you know, again, just really, really proud of you. And, you know, again, it's just all these connections you have, these relationships you have with coaches and ADs and presidents of colleges, just a testament to, you know, who you are, Dan, and how you go about your business and how you do things the right way. So, again, man, congratulations, and, you know, just really proud of you.
I appreciate that. You brought tears to my eyes, so you're up on the screen, a picture of you right now, so I could cry in my studio. But yeah, I mean, I said that I said that to my mom yesterday. I said, you know, I came into the room and Clay looked at me and put his hand out and he said, "Hey, congratulations." And I said he was one of the first people to text me when that came out about Lemoyne too. So I really, you know, I really appreciate it. I am honored, and I do treat everybody the same. It doesn't matter if it's USCAA or JUCO. I mean NJCAA. So I mean, if it's NJCAA, USCAA, Division 1, 2, and 3, that doesn't matter to me. It's the people, and the people make it what it is, you know. And I'm very specific about the people that I work with, because if we're not like-minded, if there's no morals and values, if there's not faith and positivity and people that don't cut corners, I don't want to work with them. And so, I mean, I feel very spoiled to have what I have in this community. I love that I'm home, and you know, and I love that I told you something yesterday, and you're like, "You're not leaving, right?" And I was like, "No." So it's you know, it makes you feel good when people want you to be here. And I mean, to drive around Central and upstate New York and to hear the things that people say to me. I mean, I was just a kid growing up here a little bit ago. And, you know, I was a kid with a lot of dreams and a lot of aspirations, and to still be that big kid driving around and hearing the things I hear, and, you know, having the type of support and love from you and from so many. I mean, it goes such a long way. I got a nice message from Nick yesterday, and so I could go on forever about it. Because, you know, and I said to my dad, I said, you know, I wish my grandparents were here. And he said, "Well, Daniel, they are, and they're very proud." And so, yeah, man, I mean, I love every day. And, you know, I love every moment, and I want you to win every single game, but, you know, I support you beyond that. I mean, I'm just happy to be there and sitting in the stands and getting to see Cleo grow up. And one of my favorite moments of my life is when she was running around the court and she stopped and she turned and looked at me and she had a huge smile and she waved. And I was like, I got a smile and a wave. I was like, if Cleo likes me, then I feel like I've done something good in life. So, you know, dude, it's, I mean, you know what it is. It's awesome. So this life is a great journey for me. I feel like I'm on a ride, and I love it. So y'all make it fun, and, you know, you're a huge part of a lot of things, and I thank you for all of that. I thank you for believing in me the way that you did. Like I said, great friends are the ones that speak highly of you in rooms that you're not in, and you did that, and you continue to do that, and I can't thank you enough, because I never asked you to do that. So I appreciate it.
Always, man. I'm just telling the truth, that's all. But you know what it is, man, and again, thank you so much, and again, it's just the beginning.
I know that. We're about to change the world, and Clay Gagen-Sherman is a big part of that. One of the coaches that is going to make a massive difference, not just in coaching, but in everything. I saw it in you the day I met you. I continue to see it today. You are not just a coach, and you are going to kick a lot of butt out there. And I am so excited to say that I was with you in the beginning, because I know that you're one of those rising stars that's going to keep on rising, and you're going to make your daughter very proud, and and you're going to make your wife, who you steal drinks from, very proud as well. So with that being said, Clay Gagen-Sherman, Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse, men's basketball head coach, we have only just begun. Perfect words to end on. Thank you, sir, as always.
Thanks, Dan. Appreciate you, man.
All right, man. I'll talk to you soon.
Talk to you soon.
Take care. That coming from Clay Gagen-Sherman here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports meets that thing called life. Clay is going to be with me, as I will have him and all of the coaches of Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse coming up very, very soon. Next week, we're going to be doing something huge, and I can't wait to share it with you all. So very much looking forward to that. We're going to take our final step aside here on Wake Up Call, wrap up the show right after this. Thank you so much for being with us on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora every Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time.
Hi, this is Amy from Mother's Cupboard, home of the whole frittata. We are open daily 6 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. For takeout orders, call 315-432-0942 and tune in to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora for our monthly food challenge and try our Wake Up Call signature menu item available 7 days a week. Here at Mother's Cupboard, we are Central New York, and it's our honor to serve you.
Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory remind us that every day is worth celebrating. Find them at 201 Old 7th North Street in Liverpool, New York. Open Monday through Saturday in-store and all the time online at maandpaspopcorn.com. Serving our Central New York community and beyond, you can order all throughout the country at maandpaspopcorn.com. And remember to get your tins, which have in-store half-price refills forever. Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory, available to you for fundraising and all of your events by calling 315-450-6272. That's 315-450-6272. Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory. How corny are you? This is a special message from Merritt Brady, owner-operator of Chick-fil-A Watertown on 1290 Arsenal Street in Watertown, New York.
Chick-fil-A for me has always been about the people. I think it starts with the strength and leadership of the Cathy family. It's just amazing to see a family-run business reach the altitude that they have. Second mile service is something that we embodied at my previous business, and the ability to make people feel like they're the only person at your establishment, that you are there to serve them that day and looking for those extra ways to make them happy, to anticipate what they need next is what makes me tick. And I'm going to have so many opportunities at Chick-fil-A to do that. It's one of my favorite things to eat in the world. My favorite application question or interview question when I'm interviewing is when I get to, have you ever eaten at Chick-fil-A? And a smile hits both their ears. You know, they can't even answer the question for a second. And when I see that, it's like, man, that's going to be a great hire. They already get it. They already feel it. They already know that we're different. The Chick-fil-A experience, it's a real thing. And then, of course, just our generosity and community involvement and making a positive impact in the lives of our team members, our guests, and the community in general, I think is really the secret sauce.
Welcome back here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, here inside of another fantastic week of broadcasts. I can't believe the week is all set and done already. I appreciate you being here where sports meets that thing called life. Cannot thank you enough for being with us here inside of maandpaspopcorn.com's What's Poppin', giving you the list of topics for the day. Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory, available for you on 201 Old 7th North Street weekly. And if you go and fill any one of their tins, you can get half-price refills for the rest of your life. They also have a premium line of kettle corn now, and my favorite, the Elvis banana kettle corn with Reese's peanut butter drizzled on it. Oh my dang goodness. I was talking about it yesterday on the phone. You got to get yourself out there and get some. And, of course, see Ma and Pa's at so many events going on in our community. So love Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory, and you can go to maandpaspopcorn.com if you're out of town, and you can have it delivered to wherever you are. So around the country, go to maandpaspopcorn.com. Trust me, I would not lead you in the wrong direction. This stuff is fantastic. I call it the snack capital. So you got to get yourself out there to Ma and Pa's. Big shout out to Carvel DeWitt for the annoying moment of the week. And big shout out to Philly Naked Bike Week for bike ride for giving me something interesting to talk about that I didn't know. I never knew that you could be naked in public, but apparently if you're riding a bicycle, you can. Don't try it, because someone's going to try it in Syracuse and they're going to blame me. Don't try it. Lead, learn. I did not tell you to do it. Don't do it. Lead, learn, evolve, ad lib, and deliver on the topic today. You are loved. Brought to you by Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay. Top dog of the week, my good friend that I love so very much, Fred Reed, up in heaven, to his wife and to all of his loved ones and to all of our mutual friends. God bless you all. I love you all, and you know that. Top dog of the week presented by Canine Camp Dog Daycare and Canine Kampground Dog Boarding. So much love and much appreciation. Clay Gagen-Sherman, big thanks to an all-new Bobcat Buzz with the men's basketball head coach and good friend Clay Gagen-Sherman of Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse. So you're with us every Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time on YouTube.com, Facebook.com, and MixLR.com, all / WakeUpCallDT, WakeUpCallDT.podbean.com as well. Once the shows go live, they jump into the archives on Amazon Music, Audible, iHeartRadio, iTunes, and Apple Podcasts, plenty on MixLR, Player FM, Podbean, Podvine, Spotify, Stitcher, TuneIn, YouTube. All you have to do is search Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora on any one of your podcasting outlets, or one word, Wake Up Call DT. Big thanks to our incredible team of partners in Central and Upstate New York, Carvel DeWitt, the Wildcat Sports Pub, Mother's Cupboard, where I feature my exclusive sandwich, the Cuse McMother, the only place you can get my breakfast sandwich in the world, and it's at a Syracuse staple. Part of the fabric of my hometown is Mother's Cupboard, 3709 James Street in Syracuse, New York. Get the Cuse McMother today. Bacon, egg, and cheese inside of 2 pieces of French toast. You can cut it up and eat it like with syrup. I don't know why I said like with syrup, but you can cut it up and eat it with syrup, or you can pick it up and eat it like a sandwich. It is the sweet and savory you've been waiting for, and I want to thank everyone who has supported and ordered this thing like crazy since we've had it for these couple of months. Mother's Cupboard, Cuse McMother, exclusive there. Go and get it today. You'll see a picture of it, and the sign is right up when you walk in, so make sure you check it out and check out my show as well. Much love and many thanks to Mother's Cupboard for our awesome partnership. Great Lakes Honda City, where I get all of my vehicles, so big shout out to them for that. Avicoli's, Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay, Canine Camp Dog Daycare, Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory, PB&J's Lunchbox, Canine Campground Dog Boarding, Pizza Man, Chick-fil-A Watertown, 317 at Montgomery Street, the 5-star Michelin restaurant, in my opinion, that's nestled right here in downtown Syracuse. The name of the restaurant is the name of the location, 317 Montgomery Street in downtown Syracuse. Their food is unlike any other, and we do Downtown with Dan exclusively at 317 at Montgomery Street, where I get to taste test and do a show with owner Joel Carpenter. You can watch all of those videos on our many channels on social media, and of course you can go to my reels on Instagram and watch them at wakeupcall_DT and on youtube.com/wakeupcallDT, and I'll be sharing them again as well. Of course, we are also proud to be the exclusive multimedia marketing partner of your Lemoyne College Dolphins. Fins up every single month on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. First and third Wednesday of each month, AD and DT, featuring Athletics Director Bob Beretta and myself, Dan Tortora. Every second and fourth Wednesday, the Dolphin Dive dives into stories of student athletes, coaches, administration, future Dolphins, and alumni. You can find all of our coverage of Lemoyne by going to, including all of our exclusives of this past year in covering realignment and reclassification. If you heard about it, it came from us. I thank everybody that shared my work as their own. I'm proud to put food on your table. AD and DT and the Dolphin Dive coming to you every single month on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. You can check the Lemoyne tab on Wake Up Call wakeupcalldt.com and on youtube.com/wakeupcalldt. Subscribe and get all of our Lemoyne content there as well. It's constantly growing, and there'll be plenty of specials airing today as we underpromise and overdeliver. And for more information on Lemoyne, go to LeMoyneDolphins.com. The Bryant Stratton College Bobcats are exclusive multimedia marketing partners with Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. You can check out the Bobcats in Bobcat Buzz monthly on Wake Up Call. There's going to be a giant special that's happening this Monday, which I cannot wait to share with you. Monday, May 15th, in the 10 to 11 a.m. hour, we will be sharing a special Bobcat Buzz with everyone on the coaching staff, from Tay to Clay to Brian, to Sean, to Alex, to Nick, and Mary Hawkins, the new campus director at Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse. We will introduce Mary to you and Mary to them as we have this icebreaker that you do not want to miss. It'll give you something to laugh about and enjoy on Monday and warm your heart. So that's coming up this Monday, and we just had Clay on today. We're also going to do a special with Clay and one of his newest signees that'll be coming into the Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse men's basketball team. A lot of amazing stuff coming up with the Bobcats. You can check all of our content that's constantly growing with Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse on the BSC Syracuse tab on wakeupcalldt.com and by subscribing to our YouTube channel on youtube.com/wakeupcalldt for the Bobcat Buzz. For more information on your Bobcats, go to syracuse.bscbobcats.com. With all that being said here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, many thanks again to Carvel DeWitt, Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay, Canine Camp Dog Daycare and Canine Kampground Dog Boarding, Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory for all their special connections to today's broadcast, and of course to the Bobcats of Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse and Clay Gagen-Sherman for our special conversation today. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. I will see you, as I could say this for the first time ever, I am proudly going to be a judge at the food truck battle that's going on at the fairgrounds this Saturday, May 13th. I'll be there from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. And with me, I am bringing Christy Salters-Martin, International Boxing Hall of Famer, courtesy of Pat Orr and PB&J's Lunchbox. And I'm bringing Syracuse Orange basketball alum Gene Waldron. So my team is the championship team. The judges have teams, and my team has an International Boxing Hall of Famer and a Syracuse Orange guard in their history, and who is constantly paying it forward, teaching student athletes today how to play the game of basketball. So I believe that I have the championship team, but I'm happy to see all the judges out there and the 50-plus food trucks for the first time ever. I will be on site, on location as a celebrity judge with Christy Salters-Martin and Gene Waldron. So we'll see you at the food truck battle. Come over and say hi. We'll be there from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. and at the fairgrounds this Saturday, May 13th. Big shout out to Pat Orr for making it happen at PB&J's Lunchbox. And in the meantime, get ready for all my Lemoyne content with reclassification to Division I. Facebook at WakeUpCallDT, Twitter at CallDT, and Instagram at WakeUpCall_DT. Fins up. God bless. Go Bobcats. And I will talk with you all soon. And I look forward to connecting with you in the food truck battle. So God bless, no stress, do your best. Have a fantastic day, and I'll talk with you all soon. Be good. Tell your loved ones that you love them. And don't be afraid to take risks, calculated risks, and chances in life. You're never going to get anywhere in life unless you're willing to try. So, and you're never going to fail if you try and give your best. I love you all, and I'll talk with you soon. Be good.